Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we got a picanha. So we picked this guy up at our HEB. A little choice picanha. Had some good marbling. And when I'm picking out meat, it don't matter what I'm picking out. I do pay attention to the label, but I also pay attention to the marbling. I'm sure you can see some of that marbling right there. See that marbling right there? And you can look on this other side here. And it's got, even though it's labeled as a choice, and this guy's got some pretty good marblings. And we're gonna roll with this guy. 24 bucks from HEB. Al Frugoni sent me a package. If you haven't watched his channel, go over, I'll leave a link down below. Cooks them with just salt. That's traditional for Argentina, Brazil. If you watch his video, he's got a complete guide on picanha. You'll see that man, he's got a little story time on the origins of picanha. So peel this guy open, and man, he doesn't trim them. So we're kind of following Al's lead. I talked to him earlier. He doesn't trim the fat cap at all. As a competition cook, I'm always wanting to trim and do whatnot, but no, he says leave it as is. We're gonna hit it with his salt rub. We're gonna start with this fat cap. I'm gonna give it a generous amount of salt. It's a pretty thick piece of meat, and I like salt. Flip this guy over. I'm not scared of the salt, especially on this guy. So yeah, we got the I've got the Weber going, a little chimney of charcoal, royal oak lump. So we're probably gonna cook it indirect for a little bit. I don't have a Santa Maria, which is probably the traditional way these guys cook it, but we're gonna see what we can do with the old trusty Weber. I like it medium rare, so we got the Weber cranked up, and man, we'll dive right into it and see what we can do with this picanha. As Al says, we're going to we're going to use our senses when we cook it, so we'll be looking at it and checking it out, and we'll show you guys all the way through. So let's get to it. As you can see, man, we weren't bashful with the salt. Some pretty good coverage on it. Yeah, them coals are almost ready to flip. They're almost dashed over. So it's going to be hot. It's going to be fast. But like I said, we're gonna bank them to one side and kind of go indirect for a bit before we sear it off. And man, see that marbling? Like I said, this is a choice. We've only got salt on it. We've got our fire down there. We're just gonna stick it. This, I'm gonna put the thicker side of the picanha towards the fire. But our fire's on this side. Meat's on that side. We've got the thickest part of the picanha facing the fire, and you need to remember the grain of how that grain's running on that picanha, because you do want to cut it against that grain. We'll let that roll, and we'll check on it here in a bit. That pit's running about 550. She's hot and she's fast. It's been about 20 minutes, so we're just going to check it. You see that salt still on top there. We're going to see what the old thermothane says about it. 86. Still got a ways to go. Like I said, we didn't have it was almost a full chimney, but man, she seems to be rocking along. She's got some really good color down there on that fat cap. We're gonna keep her there for a little bit longer before we flip her over on this hot side and sear it up. So let's give her a check. 40 minutes in. Still got a little bit to go. 97, 95 in the middle. Ooh, 132 on the end. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and start charring it. I'm just gonna grab our little hook here. Get her over those coals for a bit. Fat's got some nice sizzle to it as is, but we're not done with her. We're gonna give her a little more sizzle. So we like the char. We like the fat. Give it the owl test. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh. Now I got 7 seconds out, so, and we're close to the 8. I went ahead and pulled her. She's about 130 in the thick part, 140 back here in the tail end of it, which we'll let it rest here on the counter. I didn't wrap it in foil. Probably would have wrapped it in foil, but I really didn't want it to cook any longer. So, man, just to slow it down, I'm just letting it rest right here on the chopping block. So we got her resting on the cutting board. Again, man, my wife wanted hers probably more well done. Hopefully this is more medium rare when we cut into it in a second. It's been about 5 minutes on the cutting board, so we're fixing to give it a whirl and see. I'm gonna flip it over because here you can see the grain, and the grain seems to be running this direction. So I'm gonna cut it against the grain. And let's see what this guy looks like. Well, maybe we'll cut one cut down the middle just to see see the money shot, if you will. You guys looking pretty good. Shoot, yeah, I ain't mad at that at all. So let's see, move this guy to the side here. And we're just going to take some shaving off some thin ones. That's right. That's pretty fucking good. We'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.